everybody.
Hey,
Welcome to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. I'm the Armchair QB Dizzle, and I'm here with Mr. Fudgy. Dutchie's here.
Hi.
Big Doug. And even though we're the two guys on his shirt right now,
Yeah,
it's you and me in the future.
exactly.
We're here with the man that puts the E in Enigma. Eric's here.
What's up?
You're like Jeff Hardy.
Without the drugs.
And we got C Buddy in the building. Clint is here.
Yo.
All right.
The man who picked our subject for today, and he's been hitting them out of the park.
Yeah. I mean, this one's a little, he made us sit through the Katie Vick shit, which is kind of crazy. The worst storyline in the history of wrestling. I mean, besides that.
Besides this, it was a good pay-per-view, though.
Here's the thing.
At least Triple H wasn't bagging the casket yet.
The matches were great. The stories, I have an issue with the stories.
The main event stories in particular were pretty bad. Where it's like both matches didn't really need them. But we'll get into it more. But we got No Mercy 2002. This is Raw and SmackDown when they were co-branding at the beginning.
Right. And I remember actually watching, because I used to watch Sunday Night Heat all the time. I remember the Sunday Night Heat match. I think it was Hurricane versus Stevie Richards.
They're in Little Rock, 10,000 people in attendance.
Yeah. Little Rock was always a good town.
Little Rock's a great town.
With little people.
And this is Clement. I've been enjoying the picks, honestly. I know Eric did New Year's Revolution, but because this was my era, the Ruthless Aggression era is the one I was a kid for, like growing up, like actually watching wrestling, and so I love revisiting this shit. And I mean, I was still a little young in 2002, but
but it was still. I think this is actually around the time where I actually started taping Monday Night Raw on a weekly basis.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't tape SmackDown for like a couple of years, or till like a couple of years after this, but I'm pretty sure I was taping Raw starting the week after this show aired. I was taping it on a weekly basis.
Well, it's a hell of a program.
Wow.
It's an amazing program.
You still have those tapes?
In a storage. I think in a storage unit somewhere. Because then what I would do is that it got to the point, like after a couple of years, where I got so fucking cheap, where like even though like buying VHS tapes, they were like, yeah, he remembers.
Who would have thought that also that you would need those tapes now? Like it would be nice to have them because Raw's off. Like they have a select episodes on Netflix.
Yeah, and by the way, 2002 to 2000, I think the last episode of Raw that I ever actually taped was in 2007. Yeah, 2002 to 2007. You can't find it at all.
Yeah, so you can fucking those tapes are a hot commodity.
Kenny, you're watching this right now. Go to the storage unit, get those tapes.
Get those tapes, Kenny.
Then we'll have to find a VCR that works.
I think we have one in the storage unit too. It might not work though.
Kenny,
We'll find a couple of them. VCRs are like expensive now, I think, or maybe DVD players. One of them's
yeah. I mean, technically, like there's technology out there to where we could technically change them into digital, can't we? Or is that like some voodoo shit?
It sounded like something.
You need a lot of equipment.
I mean, the one guy that can help us do it's in the freaking chat room, so he might be able to sleep.
It might take weeks.
Although now that I just called on him to do it, he probably exited out of the chat.
So in the Ruthless Aggression era, we've been doing 2006. Now we jet back to 2002, pretty much when it starts.
Yeah. And by the way, we did do Unforgiven 2002 a few months ago.
Yes, and that's a good prelude to this because that was the RVD match. Triple H and RVD gets his payback on Ric Flair on this show. Then Triple H accuses somebody of murder.
You know, I really did enjoy the Triple H Kane match because I do think they have good chemistry.
Yeah.
But they did not need that storyline.
Yeah, no shit. It's one of the worst. neither like the soap opera stuff, like, and this is the thing about these Ruthless Aggression pay-per-views that I've really enjoyed and that I've tried to highlight is there's actual story.
Yeah.
People try to like shit on AEW and say that WWE has story. WWE has become, I want to be the best. You want to be the best. Let's fight for the title. That's what all of wrestling has become. I mean, there's a little bit here and there, and there's some good stories. Like Liv Morgan and Rhea had a good one for a while.
Yeah.
With Dom and stuff. But like as far as like that Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, like soap opera storytelling, that's pretty much gone. So it was fun seeing it in these pay-per-views. But kind of highlighted the bad side of that, especially with the 2 main event programs. Like the early stuff, like Tori Wilson, give me Al Wilson banging Dawn Marie all day. I find that hilarious. That is amazing. You can do that all day.
I did not have sex with that woman.
Wasn't that the Bill Clinton? They reference to the Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky thing too?
That's exactly what they were trying to do.
It was fantastic. But I think you keep all that wacky stuff for the undercard, and then you have the main event be like, all right, we're 2 badasses. Because Undertaker and Brock did not need like a wife-beating storyline, like a disgruntled ex trying to frame the Undertaker. There was no need for – that's a match we all remember. None of us remember. Nope. Like when that came up on my screen, I was like, who's this Brock? Like I forgot about her. And then it like and
I totally I tell you the truth, I already know this pay-per-view for the matches, not for the storyline. And then when the whole Katie Vick situation, I thought Daniel's gonna kill me. I said, not the Katie Vick.
Yeah, dude. It was interesting.
I have that revelation all the time. Oh God, Daniel's gonna kill me. But here's the thing, and this is where, and him and I didn't necessarily argue about this earlier, but he kind of counterpointed me. I feel like with those 2 types of storylines, at least one of them should have had a proper like babyface payoff.
Yeah,
like the whole Triple H thing. Triple H goes on, he wins. The next night on Raw, Kane's gonna get his revenge, but then Triple H, gets himself out of the car because it's got one of those safety latch things in the trunk, and they film it.
Yeah,
because either Kevin Dunn fell asleep or this was one of those times Kerwin selfies screwed up. R.I.P. to him, by the way. And then like the next week, what happens? Okay, Kane gets his revenge against Triple H in a casket match that Shawn Michaels throws Triple H into the casket. And then Triple H gets humiliated by Hurricane because Hurricane shows footage of a guy with a Triple H mask on getting stuff pulled out of his ass. And one of those things was not Ric Flair's head. But so it's just like, okay, should have been a proper payoff.
Yeah.
And, Brock Lesnar beating Undertaker. I get Brock Lesnar being the next big thing and all that. And you're trying to build him up. But the following week on SmackDown, Undertaker calls Brock Lesnar out and says, look, you were the best. And then Brock Lesnar kind of half-heartedly apologizes for bringing Sarah into it. So I guess that was like, it's like, yeah, okay. But like the whole thing, and I get it. Brock Lesnar is the next big thing. You're trying to push him as the next big star. Mm-hmm. Triple H is pushing his pecker into your daughter. I understand that. All right, so I understand, you having to get him over. But it's just like, don't do the storylines then. Do the matches.
Yeah, because they were good matches. But I agree with your point that though if you're going to go to that vicious route, because they were making Undertaker and Kane look like ass. So both of them should have probably like got a big win out of it. I do agree with that. My only counterpoint is that Kane and Triple H could have had a 5-star match that Kane wins in fantastic fashion and he looks like a big hero. The Katie Vick storyline would still suck.
Yeah.
That storyline's still bad regardless if it has a happy ending or not.
Oh, no, I agree.
But I do, and same thing with the Undertaker thing. And that chick couldn't act to save her life. Like poor Stephanie McMahon's trying to go back and forth with this brick wall. pretty much.
And Stephanie, I felt sorry for Stephanie. That girl was like totally pointless. It's like she had no idea what to do, and I'm like,
What I do like is at the beginning of the pay-per-view when Undertaker's just sitting there.
oh, I love that part. And Kane just walks in. It's like, so how was your week?
Yeah. But then, I would have liked a little more interaction, but just that, it's just like, all right, that was perfect.
That was a pretty good way to open it.
Yeah.
I also liked the Stephanie segment. I felt bad for her as well, but I liked Undertaker being at the end and being like, "You lying bitch." That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But that she had no acting chops at all.
Not at all.
Like, and that's why that storyline was so bad, because it wasn't like portrayed well. And also, like, no one wants to think that the Undertaker's kicking a lady's ass. Like, we're past the domestic abuse. You would think that'd be like Russo's writing.
Well, no, it wasn't domestic abuse. It was just she's accusing him of cheating on his wife with her.
Oh yeah. But then she said it didn't happen to Stephanie.
Yeah, because they went out years ago.
Yeah.
Which Undertaker even said, he's just like, look, I haven't seen her in 7 years.
Yeah.
And for anybody that knows the timeline, he married Sarah in 1999.
Before DDP got a hold of her.
Now, if the timeline was true, then he cheated on his first wife with that woman.
Well, there you go.
So he's still a cheating bastard.
That's the wrong
But
way.
he cheated on his first old lady.
But let's get into the matches. Chris Jericho and Christian take on Booker T and Goldust for the World Tag Team Championship.
Chris Jericho's a pro. I'm gonna say that right now because of that finish and because I've seen rope breaks and I've seen guys not know what the hell to do.
Yeah.
Jericho's just like, all right, well, I can't do the lion salt, but that's the finish. But I'll go ahead and I'll do a moonsault.
Yeah.
So Chris Jericho,
he's a professional.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he made it when shit goes wrong in there, and the best ones know how to figure it out.
Yeah,
exactly. Like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg and Chris Jericho are on the same level.
Well, I mean, his was a bigger stage. That was at a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And he fucking saved Shane McMahon after tearing both quads, like his dad.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was ready to say. Father like son.
It was so fucking funny because and then Snoop Dogg's just because they're trying to figure out what to do, and I think Miz was getting ready. I'm pretty sure Miz was getting ready to go tell Snoop Dogg do something, and before he could get it out, Snoop Dogg was just like, "Bam."
Well, yeah, dude, he made it look like it was kind of scripted. It worked because he was so good in that moment.
Yeah,
he deserves his Hall of Fame slot for that moment alone. That was pretty sick work from him. But Christian, I like putting Christian with Jericho because I think it's the first time you looked at Christian in kind of not a top guy light, but he's hanging out with a former undisputed champion, the first ever. And Jericho's stuff was always kind of a big deal in this era. And having Christian next to him, especially after the Un-Americans, just didn't work.
Yeah. Well, and also too, even after they split up, or even after they lost the titles, they were still teaming for 4 or 5 months after.
Well, yeah, and they kept the friendship all the way till 2004 when they broke up when they did the shit with Trish.
Yeah.
Yep. They even though they didn't team as much, they would still be buddies back. So, how people can be friends.
Yeah.
Have certain
and they would team
Batista,
on occasion.
Yeah, like Batista and Ray.
Yeah.
Or there's certain, but I mean Hangman and Swerve is a little. They're more kind of a big storyline, but
yeah. Which, by the way, after Swerve's heel turn this past week, which some people are unhappy about. I do think Swerve is good as a heel. I kind of hope he turns on Prince Nana because I don't want to see Nana go heel.
I think you should have.
I think he needs Prince Nana. Nana makes the entrance worth watching.
Yeah,
I think Nana made me a Swerve Strickland fan.
He is hilarious.
You heard of it? I've told the story on here before about my altercation with Prince Nana, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I'm
I don't
asking-
I think
Was I here for that? I'm not sure, but
We'll tell it again.
All right. So at a Ring of Honor show in 2010.
Yeah.
In Hamburg, New York. Prince Nana is leading, I think I forgot who he was even leading to the ring, but he was accompanying somebody. He was part of the embassy. And it was one of those things to where, like, you know, he's playing around with the crowd, and then he looks at me and goes, "And you shut up." And he's pointing right at me. Okay. And I'm looking at him, and it's Daniel and I and our good friend Kenny Lehman. And by the way, if you ask Kenny Lehman to tell this story, Prince Nana yelled a lot more than just telling me to shut up.
Okay.
What?
I'm just trying. I just figured out of all people, I just can't picture one wrestler just pointing out one guy. You know it is you. He's talking exactly to you.
Yeah, he's pointing. He's pointing right at me, and goes, "You shut up."
Well, you were talking shit. He didn't tell you to shut up for no reason.
Oh yeah, I was booing the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So he's pointing right at me and he goes, "You shut up." And then again, like I said, if you ask Kenny Lehman, he's yelling a lot more than that. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna get it. And I'm like,
yeah, he was standing up.
I'm standing up and I'm getting ready to go. And Kenny Lehman grabs me and says, "No, you're not." I said, "What? I could take this guy." He's like, "First of all, security will kick your ass before you even get there. And second of all, that guy's a trained wrestler. You're a putz." So no.
third, he
Is he a
won't ban
trained
you off.
wrestler or
Yeah.
was he just a trained manager? There's a difference.
He goes,
I still got Nana in that fight.
yeah. So I was just like, all right, fine. So I sat down. But yeah, that's like my I mean, if I ever do have the opportunity to meet Prince Nana, I do plan on kind of telling him that story like I did the one time I met James Storm and I told him about when he spilled the beer on you.
Yes.
And then he looked at me and go, "Oh, my bad."
Mom was pissed. I was like 10 years old coming home stinking of beer.
Yeah.
Just like,
And it
what the
was
fuck
just
happened?
she's just like, "What the fuck?" And I said to James Storm at a convention, I said, "You got me in trouble with my mother." He goes, "You want to explain that?" So I told him the story and he looked at me and said, "Oh, sorry, man, my bad."
No, that was sick though.
Yeah, if you ever met Prince Nana, he would probably laugh.
Yeah, he'd probably look at me and be like, "Well, if you were talking shit, I told you to shut up."
Yeah. That dude's amazing.
Yeah.
Like that all-in match, the best part is him handcuffing Marina Shafir.
He was a big hero of that match.
Yeah, he got a
Hangman
huge pop.
owes everything to him.
Yep.
That was a big pop. I would have saved the swerve turn for when Hangman does the match with MJF
I think that's what a lot of people are complaining about.
for the career. That probably would have been a better way to turn him to really fuck Hangman over. But maybe they plan on giving the belt to Hangman. You never know.
I think they are. I don't think they'll do like 2 career matches. This is like watching when he announced that Wednesday. I really thought the first flashback was a Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes situation.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to paint themselves into that kind of a corner.
Yeah.
Now Hangman's gonna go and main event WrestleMania. Fucking leave the company. Yeah, I
unless
mean,
MJF has an injury that we don't know of.
maybe. And my thing is, it's always wrestling. He can always be go heel, get with the Young Bucks, and be like, "Oh no, we're EVPs again, and we're also gonna say he can challenge for the world title." There's always a
Yeah, and
workaround.
I told you he could win a tournament and sneak his way in that way.
It's like having your like AJ Styles might wrestle again, even though his vlog came out earlier. It was super sad. It was awesome though, but he went out the right way. But that can always happen, you know, like retirement matches, and then the guy coming back, like Terry Funk and shit, and Ric Flair, and like it's wrestling. See, there's always a workaround, but it would.
Be a
I
timeless
like
draw.
having.
And then he said, "Hey, I didn't lose."
I like those stakes though. I like that. Those are because the good thing about the Cody Jericho match is it was kind of unpredictable. Besides the fact that MJF was with him and you knew MJF was going to fuck him, that was pretty predictable.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's like they're really not going to not let him challenge for the world title. And then they did it. It's like, oh shit. And then it was kind of like the biggest regret on both sides. I think Cody still regrets that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a cool storyline. This match, Booker T and Goldust had great chemistry. They were so good as tag partners. Like I like Booker T with RVD when they did that later on.
Yeah.
But I thought Booker T and Goldust had such funny chemistry.
The only person that was better, obviously, as Booker's tag team partner than Goldust was obviously Stevie Ray's brother. But even I enjoyed from time to time, I enjoyed Booker T and Goldust more than I enjoyed Harlem Heat.
They had twice the personality than Harlem Heat.
Yeah,
because as soon as because Booker T and Harlem Heat is a young Booker T that's figuring it out.
Yeah,
they're a great tag team, but he's like a star at this point and really entertaining. And Goldust is like really coming to his own and hilarious. So there was way more. They were funny, and that helped them.
Yeah.
Booker T and Goldust was – I'm not saying they're a better tag team than Harlem Heat by any stretch of the imagination, but they had this undeniable chemistry that was entertaining as fuck. And going against the Jericho and Christian, who's like the ultimate heel team.
Yeah.
This is long hair Christian, too.
Yeah, and by the way, this feud started with Booker T calling Chris Jericho a sucker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? And they got a few months out of it, by the way.
That's all you need.
All over one word, sucker.
Yeah.
You hear that? So to all the kids out there, you want to start a fight, a good feud with someone, just call your best friend or bully a sucker.
Can you dig it? I'll give this match a 3 flat because I thought it was a decent opener. Nothing special or crazy. The finish was unique, and I like that they were able to work with it. And Jericho is a pro. But it was a good opener. It's not the best match on the card, but I thought it was a fun – it's not even the best tag match on the card.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not the best tag team.
It's a good opener, and it's 4 really good guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to agree with you on the 3.
I'll give it a 3 as well.
I'm going to give it 2.7.
There we go, the decimals.
At least it was Eric.
It's always Eric who starts it.
I remember the one time I started it, and you got so pissed. So I'm like, all right, I'll let Eric start it from now on.
That's the cool thing about this card, and you get to really because by 2006 they're introducing more young guys. 2002 into 2003, they really had a stacked roster.
Yeah.
They had a lot because this is when the WCW guys are trickling in. By 2003, like late 2003, when you technically have like Austin, Rock, Nash, Goldberg, Hall all on the same roster, it's pretty well. I don't think Hall made it to 2003, but
yeah. And that was like the end of Austin and Rock's careers.
Yeah,
yeah, the end of their full-time careers. Yeah,
yeah.
And like what was funny too is that like you mentioned the WCW guys trickling. They were still trying to get a lot of the WCW guys in 2003. Like there had been rumors going around for a while that Lex Luger was close to signing with the company in 2003 because his buyout had ended. The WCW buyout had ended.
Yeah,
and he was getting ready, like he was getting ready to come back. He was going to be in WWE, and then unfortunately the tragic passing of Miss Elizabeth. And Vince McMahon looked at and said, "Yeah, you're not coming in."
Yeah, but besides Luger and obviously the big one Sting, by the end of 2003, they had everybody. They had all the big names.
Yeah.
Hogan had already been there, Goldberg, Nash, everybody that really mattered.
Savage didn't want to go back because Hogan was there.
Yeah, he was never going to come back. I mean, yeah, he's a big name.
It was
too.
basically Luger and Sting were the only two that had like the buyout, the only two major names, because obviously you have your Disco Infernos and Alex Wrights.
And Sting wouldn't come back until much later, and then they fucked that up.
Yeah.
Thanks to Seth Rollins and the storytelling, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, the storytelling 100%, because the guy comes back and everybody, including him and everybody in the world, is like, all right, Sting and Undertaker, finally, dream match. And they're like, no, you're getting Triple H. And then he's going to beat you and then come back out in a suit and then get made a fool by Ronda Rousey. And it's like, what the hell are we doing here? And we're going to make the match ridiculous by having the NWO come save Sting, which anybody that's ever watched WCW would be like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
that makes no sense to have the NWO come out. I understand what they were trying to do with the Monday Night Wars, and they won again. Like, good for them. But why would Nash, Hall, and Hogan specifically come help Sting? If it was Nash and Conan and they had fucking Wolfpack shirts, okay. but the black and white NWO is not coming to save Sting.
Yeah. Well, because I think even like Undertaker was asked, it's like, why did that, like Sting came in? Why didn't you guys do the match? And he's just like, look, it would have made a lot of money. A lot of people would have paid to see it because a lot of people wanted to see it. Vince wanted me to do something else. And we even said, because I think even both him, well, mainly him, because Sting was still kind of, new into the company and didn't really think he would
Want to do it?
Well, no, he didn't, or he didn't want to push Vince. But Undertaker's just like, people have been wanting to see this match for years, right? And Vince is just like, I wanted it years ago. I don't want it now. And then like Undertaker thought about it. Sting even thought about it, and they're both like, well, yeah, we're both kind of. I mean, we're both almost. We're both in our 50s.
Yeah, but that was the last year they could have done it.
Yeah.
And I understand going with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt and Undertaker is a dream match in its own right. And I still love the idea of doing that. But the fact that you had Sting and Taker, it's just like with Hogan and Flair and not doing it at that WrestleMania and stuff like that. And I'll give them a pass on Goldberg and Austin because Goldberg comes in the night after Austin's done. So I'll give them a pass on that. But there's a few dream matches they've had in their hands that they're just like, no.
Yeah. Because Sting could even still go. Sting was 56 at the time. He could have still gone in that match with Undertaker. But it's also Undertaker's just like, I'm kind of beaten up. I don't know how good the match would be. So, and I think that, and then that's when they asked, Sting, they're like, well, who else would you want to work with? He goes, all right, well, you're not going to let me have Taker. Shawn Michaels is retired. And then he looked at Triple H and said, what about you?
What about you?
And then this is how Triple H tells the story. He's like, yeah, what about you? And Triple H is just like, okay, if you want to do it, I'll do it. And then they kind of just like, and Triple H has even said, he goes, Sting probably should have gone over. Like, if we would have known that his WWE run would have ended the way it ended, then I should have put him over at WrestleMania.
No doubt.
Well, I understand wanting to look strong, I guess, to be made a fool by Ronda Rousey, but he could have lost to Sting and then done the thing with Rock and Ronda after.
Yeah. I think it was just because they were so gung-ho. They knew they were going to get Rock and Hunter at WrestleMania, or they thought they were going to get it. But then, like, as it got further into the year and it looked like it wasn't going to happen, I remember Triple H even says that he saw Sting at Night of Champions and looked at Sting and said, I fucked up.
Yep.
It's just like, yep, you did.
We're sneaking a minute. Now let's move on to Dawn Marie banging Tori Wilson's papa. Because that's the storyline at hand. Dawn Marie's trying to get some old man cash and some old man ass. And
like it, Rod. I like it.
Thank you. But Tori Wilson's not happy about this. And Tori Wilson, I will still say, is to me, and that I'm not trying to be here to be objective, but the most beautiful woman to ever grace the WWE. She was always, to me, she was always the prettiest. But in the ring, God bless her. I mean, she never got like the reason Trish Stratus looks so good and is like in such high regard is like she started around the same time as Tori, Stacy, and all them, and she just progressed when they didn't.
Yeah.
They never got to be able to actually wrestle, whereas Trish got pretty good.
Yep.
But
you didn't really have a women's division. All they use their women's for is rallies. It's different.
yeah, but Tori got in the ring enough times to where she could have like tried to learn at some point, and she just never really pieced it together.
Well,
same thing with Keebler. Keebler valeted a lot more. I'll give her that.
Well, and you also got to remember too, Trish is working with Jazz and Molly Holly and Victoria, all tremendous wrestlers. And you have Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler working with the likes of Dawn Marie, and who, God bless her, she was not a wrestler either, and also working with Ivory, who could have cared less about getting the other girls over.
Fucking Sable eventually.
Yeah. So
Ivory could work though.
Ivory could work. It's just you had to.
And Tori and Stacy just had to wrestle each other a lot too.
Yeah.
Which you're never going to get better just working with somebody else that's green.
Yeah. I mean, God bless the bikini matches. All right. And God bless him. God bless America. Whatever. Yeah. Like, God bless the bikini matches. Eric took himself on mute so he could go, "Oh yeah, baby." And
I'm eating something.
But
I didn't want to chew on air.
Yeah.
You're a gentleman.
Yes, he is. But like, yeah, so God bless the bikini matches, but yeah, they could not they didn't really have proper training.
Well, and like I think you alluded to it. I think you even said it last episode that you had one guy, Finley, training all these chicks.
Yeah.
So I mean, and maybe put just more time and effort into Trish Stratus, but also maybe Trish just put in more effort to learn. If Tori would have actually showed that she was like, "Hey, I've been working and I've been getting better," and maybe even on her own time, they might have pushed her more in that direction. You never know.
Well, I think Finley has even said that Trish was actually the one that was willing to learn the most.
I think a lot of them were just cool coasting by on the looks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and there is footage out there of Finley getting super pissed off, at the way some of the. I mean, he's even yelled at Trish before, but Trish took the criticism and she just got better.
But what I will give Tori is she was still in some fun storylines like this one. And
Yeah.
she got to show off some acting chops and even being with Tajiri. She got to do some fun stuff. And there's a lot of memorable Ruthless Aggression era stuff that features Tori Wilson.
Yeah. And by the way, her husband was, they weren't married yet, but they had been dating for a long time. This was around the time she was dating and engaged to Billy Kidman.
Yeah. God bless him.
Are they still together?
No, they divorced in 2000. They divorced a few years after they got married.
And Billy got fat.
That sucks.
Kenny Lehman, not that I keep trying to give him his 15 minutes of fame. He had a great line one time.
I remember that.
I don't know if I should say it.
He was getting free milk out of the cow.
Yeah, he's just because we were talking about because they had just gotten divorced. And Kidman and Tori had gotten divorced, and he's just like, "What the hell is up with Kidman?" He goes, "He got free milk and a cow," and then he decided, and he's decided.
Not that Tori Wilson is a cow,
yeah,
but she's anything but. I will give this match a straight 2 because obviously this isn't Flair Steamboat, but it is. The storyline around it is fun enough, and Tori got the babyface win. And there's not a lot of babyface wins on this card.
no.
So it was kind of nice to see her avenge. And she's like, this is for my dad. And it's like, listen, your dad went into that hotel room on his own accord. All right. It's not like
he wasn't fucking bound and gagged.
Yeah.
And dragged in there. He was okay with going.
Which R.I.P. Al Wilson, but Al Wilson was not forced into any situation. He might have been hit on and flirted with heavily, but he definitely seemed to, even though by his own words he didn't sleep with that young woman.
Yeah,
he still seemed to shower with her.
Yeah. Now you guys remember the old SmackDown you guys remember the old SmackDown magazine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it was either the very first issue or the very last issue of the magazine that was before that. The old WWE magazine. And it was they ran a thing on it and they talked about, Al Wilson several months ago on our screens passed away. But yet he could be found at his daughter Tori's wedding to Billy Kidman. The magazine reported that Al Wilson, even though he's dead, he was still spotted at Tori's wedding.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. Like, I mean, we all knew the guy was still alive. Like, because it had even been reported. They're like, oh, this is just an on-screen killing. So, what the fuck is this? As the world turns?
And Dawn Marie's face, I'll give Dawn Marie the acting chops too. When she was in the shower, that was a maniacal look she was giving to Tori. When Tori caught them, and Dawn's like, ha, I'm showering with your old man.
I'm scrubbing his balls. Actually, we don't even know if he's scrubbing his balls because he had his suit on.
Which was hilarious that he was showering with a suit. And his interview with Funaki is an all-time classic.
Yeah.
This is Funaki, SmackDown #1 announcer.
Al Wilson speak English.
I was about to say, way to get us kicked off air. No, Funaki was fucking amazing. He was always a talent.
I didn't mean it.
Through hentai and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a 2 for me. Clement?
I'll give it a 3.
You want Eric first or me?
I said Eric, but I looked at you. So
I'm going to give it 1.5. It's for Clement.
I'm going to go straight 2. Hell.
All right, next up, we got RVD and Ric Flair. Like we said, we did Unforgiven a few weeks ago. Check it out in the archives, or a few months ago.
Whenever the hell it was.
Yeah. Where we saw RVD challenge Triple H, while Triple H is firmly right now on his reign of terror. And, RVD is one of the guys that people really wanted to beat Triple H that didn't. And Ric Flair was a reason because he turned heel that night and fucked RVD over. And this is the payoff match. And I think for a payoff match, it's actually very good. And I know you make a great point that older Ric Flair is just a chop, a woo, and a crotch grab. But I do think that he sold well for RVD. And he
oversold that frog splash.
He did. But I thought they had pretty good, decent chemistry. And the promo that RVD tried to cut beforehand, God bless him, when he just kept walking in a straight line and then doing the woo and trying to rhyme and stuff. And that was a lot to memorize, especially with all the weed he smoked.
Yeah.
So God bless him. But the match itself, I thought it made RVD look very good coming off that loss. And he beat one of the best. So, and to me, Flair could still go around this time.
Yeah. The only thing, and I don't know, they didn't pick it up on that. Well, the cameras picked it up, but JR and King said nothing about it. Flair's shoulder was up. Like RVD lifted Flair up when he lifted the leg up. He actually lifted it to where Flair's shoulder came up. And the camera shot it the entire time, but JR and King ignored the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was down. Fuck it.
I mean, I don't care. Flair lost. I'm okay with that.
I thought it was a decent match at about 8 minutes. I'm going to give this probably a 3. I thought it was good. Doug?
I'm going to say a 3 as well.
Clement?
A 3.
Eric?
3.
There you go.
He didn't decimal for you, Clement.
I felt like he wanted to, though.
No, he had that look on his face like I really should.
And next up, we have one of my favorite Ruthless Aggression era gimmicks, Jamie Noble with Nydia going against Tajiri, which they were buddies before that, but now they're not.
Yeah, because Nydia liked sticking her tongue down just about anything.
Well, they proved that during this match. Holy shit. At the end of this, Nydia was making out with everybody.
Yeah.
But and Tajiri got some.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't say he forced himself because that's.
Yeah, I mean,
She
she seemed willing in the. Yeah, let's not even cover it.
Let's go. We gotta go there. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's just pass that one. Jamie Noble, but they had a hell of a match. These are two guys that can go, and this is why I don't always like when people try to say that the cruiserweight division was an afterthought in WWE. Does it become that in like 2005, 2000? Absolutely. But 2002 to like 2004, I thought they actually took it pretty seriously and gave them some good storylines, especially like Jamie Noble and when Chavo had it. And there was a couple guys that had the belt that it felt like it was more story than WCW ever gave them.
Yeah.
WCW was just like go out and have a great match.
You know, the next year, Tajiri and Jamie Noble had a really good story when Tajiri blinded Nydia.
Yeah, with the mist.
Then they fucked it up when they turned Jamie Noble heel.
No, I like that too because I like their No Way Out blindfold match.
Well, I'm just saying is that like they had a really good story and then you just kind of pivot.
Well, to me, it's a payoff because it's like he was behind it the whole time. It's him being because when he blinded her, it was Jamie Noble that put her in the way. So,
did he put her in the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
the reason that she got misted. So to me, it kind of felt like it was always meant to turn him heel.
Okay,
but
I don't remember that. But
we'd have to go.
Yeah, Jamie. No, he was one of those. I want to use you, and then he wanted to win the match because always using Nadia for assists like that.
Well, I remember he did that, but I remember the first few weeks when after Nydia got blinded, Noble was trying to get revenge for Nydia.
You might be right. She might have pushed Tajiri and he missed it. And I might be confusing that because Tajiri went to hit him a couple times and he threw her in front of him.
Yeah. I remember when he officially turned heel, he was wrestling that Sakota, and he threw Nydia into the ring, and then he rolled up Sakota and got the win. And that's when they're just like, wait, what the hell is he doing? And then
I thought that was a good storyline too, her like screwing him over on accident.
Yeah, that was like that.
It's just something they were never going to pay off at WrestleMania. It was always going to be done by No Way Out.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to give Jamie Noble and Nydia a WrestleMania match, even though it would have been fun still. But this match was good wrestling. I love me some Tajiri. He's one of my favorites during this era, and I thought that these two had a knockdown, bang them out, pretty good match. And the fact that Nydia helped Jamie secure the end and the win at the end, I thought it was a good finish. And I like the match. I'm gonna have to go 4 because I think this is the best wrestling on the card so far. It does get topped, but it's better than anything previous.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say 3.
I want to give it a 3 as well.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5, right in the middle.
Of course you are.
All right.
And technically, it's not even right down the middle because of 3.5. The 2.5 is right down the middle. Get your math
there. Your math skills this week have sucked.
No, I mean in the middle because you guys did 3, and he did 4.
Oh, all right, yeah, cover it up that way.
That's fair.
All right, I'll give you that.
I mean, your math skills this week still did suck.
We have a unification match for the World Heavyweight Championship in the WWE Intercontinental Championship, which they showed a nice video package on the Intercontinental Championship earlier in the night before they retire the belt the next night and then bring it back because they realize it's important. But we have Kane as the IC champion and Triple H as the world champion, and they duke it out. And the storyline leading up to this was the one that we were bitching about earlier, the Katie Vick one. If you take all of that away and you strip away that bullshit, this match is good. This is a damn good Kane Triple H match with good interference from Ric Flair. Kane looks strong at a lot of points, and I like how he fucked with the ribs by hitting it with the sledgehammer, and then he kind of utilized that after by spearing him into the corner. So it's like he cheated, but he didn't really cheat at the end.
Yeah.
But to me, it worked as a finish, and I thought, Kane looked badass in a lot of moments, and he got up, for a lot of, like, every time he did the sit-up, it was a huge pop. Some of the towards the beginning, it was a bit sloppy, like when Triple H missed the neck breaker and shit. And then they did a couple moves that were a little sloppy. But besides, they got into the groove, and I thought they told a good story within the match. And it was a pretty good World Heavyweight Championship match, in my opinion. If you take away out all the fucking that Kane had too many beers and crashed a car, which makes no sense for his character. Like, when you think of Kane, like the man that Undertaker left him for dead, he came from the ashes, and now he's Kane. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I got a DUI, and I drank too many Miller Lights, and I crashed a car. It's like, Kane doesn't drive. I imagine him walking to each building, just like walking stoically, like going like this, and there's fire on the streets as he's walking.
And when he did have to drive, Paul Bearer used to do it as a rib, because Kane would usually have to, because he always wore the mask. Kane had to wear a ski mask to the building, and so it looked kind of suspicious when a fucking 6 foot, 6 foot 8 inch guy, because Kane is not 7 feet tall. He used to wear stints in his shoes to make him look 7 feet tall, but he's really only like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", depending on which convenience store he's leaving. So like, it's very weird to see a 6 foot 8 inch guy driving and wearing a ski mask driving a car.
Yeah.
It's like most cops are just like, should we pull him over? I think we're good. Paul Bear's in the front seat. We're fine.
Yeah, he's good. As a match, I'm going to give it a 4 because I thought it was a damn good championship match. I know no one wants Triple H to win, and this is the Reign of Terror. But if he's going to win, this is a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. I mean, Triple H should have lost, and then you wonder, it's like, why is Raw only wants like 3 world titles, the women's, the world title, and then the tag titles, and that was it.
I think they were just trying something. They didn't want to have so many belts, but then they were just like, you know what? The Intercontinental title's got a lot of history. The U.S. title has a lot of history for WCW. I think we need those secondary titles.
Yeah, which was good. But I mean, I do defend the Reign of Terror because it's a great payoff when you have a heel that beats a lot of baby faces and then he finally gets his comeuppance and loses at the grandest stage at WrestleMania. And so to me, the Reign of Terror means something for that title win. It just sucks that the guy that did that was actually what fucking Triple H was accusing Kane of doing. But besides the gentleman, the moment of Triple H finally losing the world title after holding it for so long was still pretty dope.
Well, remember, I mean, Goldberg had also interrupted the reign too.
Yeah.
But that was only 3 months.
And it got right back on track.
Yeah.
So did Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but Shawn only had it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then when Randy beat fucking Benoit for the title and Triple H fucking turned on Randy, you're like, God damn it. like, I know where this is going. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then they're just like, all right, yeah, back to him. And that's actually around the time, too, when Pat Patterson had to retire from the company because, Vince McMahon asked Pat Patterson, it's like, can you go on the road and find out why, people don't want to attend the house shows because house show business was down. And so Pat went out and, did some research and actually talked to some people. And the research he came back was Triple H is on top. They're sick of him. And unfortunately, he said that in front of Triple H's wife, by the way, who also happens to be Vince McMahon's daughter.
She's got a podcast.
Yeah. So she's kind of a big deal. Had on her biggest guest to date in Royce Keys the other day. Who's definitely a bigger name than these other schmucks she's had on. But and I'm speaking mostly about Andrew Schultz and Tony Hinchcliffe. But they're comedians.
Oh, okay.
They're comedians who are wrestling fans, and they're killing the business.
What, the convenience business or wrestling business?
Both,
to be honest with you. Andrew Schultz, is doing nothing but starting shit. He's got his tongue so far up Joe Rogan's ass that Joe Rogan's intestines are getting cleaned on a daily basis.
Yeah, he was like to me, he was a funny stand-up that became like a YouTube drama channel, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But, he still got some funny stuff here and there. And Tony Hinchcliffe is a roast comic.
Yeah.
Who, Kill Tony's a big show, and he's got his own success and stuff. He did hit a miss when he did guest commentary, and he tried to do the line about Big E's neck when he said that shot was stiffer than Big E's neck. And it's like, well, like, I get it. You're a comedian and you're funny and all, but you're on WWE making fun of a guy that's never going to be able to do what he loves again.
Yeah.
Like, Big E's officially done.
And then he did because then they did that roast of WrestleMania, and it came off like a fart in church. And
Paul Heyman was there to piss everybody off.
Yeah. And then they were gonna do the SummerSlam roast, and then a few people went up to Triple H and went up to people in TKO, and they're just like, you do realize the WrestleMania roast sucked, right? And they're like, you know what? You got a point. So
yeah, because Paul Heyman pissed off Fluffy.
Yeah, Paul Heyman pissed off Fluffy, and Braun Strowman got insulted so much he got fired.
Yep.
All right, next match: Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit versus Edge and Mysterio.
By the way, we all gave a rating for Triple H and Kane. It's been
gave
so
it 3.5.
Kurt Angle and Benoit versus Edge and Mysterio. And they did a thing with Kurt Angle and Benoit where they beat up Chavo and like made Eddie think that he wasn't being beat. I thought that segment was kind of dumb. This match is an amazing tag match. It blows the Jericho match out of the water. These are four guys that really want it. And these were four of the SmackDown 6, right? Because Eddie and Chavo are the other two.
No, wasn't Undertaker one of them?
No. Paul Heyman's original SmackDown 6 was these four and Los Guerreros, I'm pretty sure.
I'm kind of surprised that Undertaker and Brock aren't on that list, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, because those are the 6 that he built SmackDown's undercard around, or mid card.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll look it up and prove you wrong if you want me to, but
I think
let's keep the show moving. These guys had a hell of a match. These are 4 of the best in-ring workers of all time. And Edge is still a bit green. He's still kind of getting there. But he still looked like $1 million. And him tapping didn't hurt his character at all. And I thought the right team won, and I thought it was a good contest.
I enjoyed it. I felt like, they were telling a story of Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit being an oddball team, and they worked really well together.
Yeah.
So I really did enjoy it. I mean, to me, this is a 5.
I'm going to agree with Doug.
Yeah. I want to put this as a 5-star. I think this is probably one of the best matches of the night, to tell you the truth.
I think it is the best match of the night. Besides, yeah.
I'm sorry, Clinton, that I did a good run so far. I'm giving it a 4.5. It's not to me, it's not quite perfect.
I'm still Team Clinton.
At least it was the 7th match in.
I think Clinton just said, oh man, when I said Team Clinton, he's like, I get stuck with that asshole.
And I defended you too. Remember that?
That's true. But next up, we have Trish Stratus and Victoria for the Women's Championship.
A Mac Classic, this was not.
Can I just say, and I know you said in the description that we were going to discuss the evolution of Trish Stratus.
That was just me trying to come up with words.
And I will say, she is one of those girls that started out as just a valet, and she became a really good worker. And she's considered an OG, and she should be. When they talk about her being the GOAT, I don't completely agree. I think she's like the Hulk Hogan of women's wrestling. I think she got over with having like 5 moves. Are we having like a weird echo?
Something's going on.
Static from the mic?
Probably.
But I think she had about 5 moves. She was really good, and she got better throughout time for sure. But I don't think she ever totally fucking – I don't think – like Charlotte's better than her now. Sasha got better than her. I think Bailey puts on better matches.
Oh, it's Eric.
Is it really?
Yeah. Because he muted and it went away.
Oh, it's all good. But
Yeah, it's in my laptop.
it happens.
You have a frog in your laptop? 'Cause that's what it sounds like.
No.
Don't we all?
I mean, I got a frog in my crotch.
I think she is to me, she's the Hogan of women's wrestling. And now there's
Somebody's gonna call PETA.
Now that the game evolved, I think that her contributions in her classic matches, they don't line up with a lot of the other girls,
Right.
in my opinion. And there's a lot of people that think Lita was better than her, which I don't know. I think she kind of edged out Lita, and she was definitely more of a superstar. But her and Lita were like neck and neck, and that was the best rivalry of this era. We got to review one of those matches recently. But her and Victoria did have good chemistry, and the hardcore match is pretty fun, even though it's a little botchy. But this match, it only gets about 5 minutes. It was cool to have 2 women's matches on the card, so there we go. Women's Revolution, baby. But
Really though, you want to really call it 2 matches?
I mean, they had 2 singles matches.
Well, it was 2 bathroom break matches though, man. No offense.
The last,
You sexist pig.
I'm just stating facts.
I know you're stating facts, but
the last card with 2 women's matches, one of them was a lingerie gauntlet match with Mae Young.
yeah, which none of us complained about, by the way.
Well, there you go. It was lingerie.
What are you talking about? We did complain about Mae Young.
We complained about Mae Young.
I mean, I complained about Mae Young trying to rip off Victoria's tits.
We forgot to mention about that referee in the Don Marie match.
Oh, they did the same spot. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they did the
poor
same
Tori
spot.
Wilson. Poor Tori Wilson. She has to keep going out there like, hey, you're going to roll on the ref tonight. And he's going to be really happy about it. And they keep making her do that spot. And we've seen it twice in a few weeks now.
Yeah,
And, except she wasn't the one that was yelling at the ref this time. This time it was Dawn Marie.
Dawn Marie.
So I guess she
and I
like
thought for a second it was the same referee.
This referee's name was Mike Sparks.
So I guess she like Sparks more than who? Corday? No, it wasn't Jimmy Cordes, was it?
Was it?
Who was the other referee?
No, Jack Dome.
Yeah. So she likes Sparks better than Doan.
Yeah. And by the way, Jack Dome was the referee in the Trish Victoria match, and he was the one that kept jumping on Victoria when Victoria was trying to attack Trish.
Yeah.
And it's just like, easy there, Jack.
This match was
That's probably
nothing
why they
special.
got women's refs now.
I thought that Tori Dawn had a better story.
Yeah.
This match is a flat. I'll give it a 2.
I'm gonna agree with Daniel here too.
I'm going to say 1.
I'll give it a 2.
I'm going to fuck myself.
You negative man. All right, next
I
up.
was
we
gonna say,
got-
wait, Planner said it's bathroom break, but Doug's the one that gave him shit for it, and then he's the one that gave it the lowest score.
Oh, it is, but I wouldn't say it was a 1. A 1 to me is like it sucked. It bored. It was the worst. I mean, it was just more like a. This is more like a Trish still finding her way around the ring type of match type of way.
I don't think there was a 1 on this card. Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker.
This was definitely not a 1.
And like Clint said last week, in storyline, this is what made Eric Bischoff want to do the Elimination Chamber because of how brutal this was. This was so brutal, Paul Heyman was fucking bleeding like a pig on the side. He wasn't even in the match, and he's
That made
fucking
me happy. I don't know why.
Well, maybe because he wouldn't shut the fuck up throughout the whole thing, so you finally saw him covered in blood. You're like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
But
it was good to see him in shape.
Yeah, I mean, he is. You can tell, and you see the evolution of him, and he just keeps eating and eating, and he just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And he was actually looking pretty good here. He looked better in ECW when he didn't really have money for food.
Yeah,
but here he was starting to eat a little bit, but he wasn't. He
spent Danny Doring
every week. So of course you want to eat good.
Yeah,
he spent Danny Doring and Roadkill's whole paycheck on Arby's meals.
I thought, like we said earlier, another shitty storyline with the ex-girlfriend and the cheating and all that stupid shit. But this match was brutal. It was awesome. And it was Brock was really coming into his own, and Undertaker wanted to make this kid look good, and you could tell.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was a badass match where these two just beat the fuck out of each other. And this is my top 3 Hell in a Cells of this era. I love this one. I love the JBL Big Show one where JBL sneaks out because I think that's an interesting finish and it makes him look like a good heel.
That was like what the barbed wire steel cage.
Yeah, when they go through the ring. I thought that was really clever for the heel to like crawl out like sneaky and win the match that way.
That made me cry, yo.
Yeah, I wanted Big Show to win. But I love Kevin Nash and Triple H with Mick Foley as a special guest ref from Bad Blood the next year. That one's a really good one too. But this one is more ruthless and badass than any of those. And this one has a lot of big spots in it. I like how they did the Rikishi interview when he's like, he threw me off the top. Be careful, Brock. Everything about this I thought was very good, and it was a great way to close this pay-per-view. I'm going to give it a 5. To me, this is worthy of the 5 because, like I said, you take out the story, you throw out all the stupid shit, and you just have 2 gladiators going at it. This is a great match.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to say 5 as well.
Can I do a Meltzer and give it a 6?
No.
Of course.
No, you can't.
So we're going to give it 5. It sounds like we're just giving it 5s all around the board, which I like.
Yeah, I'm giving it 5. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, even Misty's over here saying, just give it a 5, you fuck.
7 stars. It's not in the Tokyo Dome, so you can't. It's in the Little Rock Dome.
7 stars and a bunch of misinformation.
This was a damn good pay-per-view, fellas. Like we said, it did bog it down a little bit with some of the dumb soap opera stories for the main event scene. But besides that, a lot of the wrestling and the ring work, they had a damn good roster, and there wasn't one bad match. The women matches weren't great, but most of the wrestling on this was pretty damn good wrestling. I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10 because I think this is a damn good Ruthless Aggression pay-per-view that you can revisit a couple times and be entertained.
I did like this show. Ruthless Aggression is not really my era, but they did have some good stuff. I'm going to say the pay-per-view is an 8 out of 10 too.
All right.
Yeah.
Besides the 2 women's matches, I give
Pig.
This is great pay-per-view, so I'm going to give it an 8.5. Just for Clinic.
Clineth, when he's over here next week, do you want me to just smack the shit out of him?
Please do. I'm actually holding a baseball bat right now. Just
Funny. All right, Clinton, what do you give it?
I want to give it an 8 out of 10 as well. I mean, overall, it was good. Besides, minus the storytelling. You take away storytelling, is looking for match by match. It's a great pay-per-view, minus the women's matches.
100%. All right. And do you want to tell the people what you guys are? I will not be here next week, but
All right. So we're going to go TNA. I thought TNA Lockdown 2009.
There you go.
All right. And by the way, for that is Cactus Jack, Mick Foley versus Sting for the TNA World title. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Jeff Jarrett, and Christopher Daniels takes on the Main Event Mafia. and Lethal Lockdown. And then, isn't that
I know. I think was it Team 3D and what was it? And
Beer Money, right?
Beer Bunny for the tag titles.
Yeah. So, and that's
I think
always,
this
now,
is
was
one
that
pay-per-view I wish TNA will bring back.
yeah. So, and then I'm trying to think, what was the women's match?
I do not
Hold
remember.
on, I have it right here. Women's match.
It would
ODB
feature
versus Madison Rain and something Bolt.
what the hell was her name? Sojourner Bolt or something like that, or
Yeah. Queen of the Cage match.
okay.
I like ODB.
Yeah.
All right,
So
Doug, what are you
And
doing?
Angeline Love versus Awesome Kong and Tyler Wilde for the knockout
that'll be
title.
good.
Oh, Taylor Wilde. Oh, yeah, for the Knockouts title.
So there you go.
All right. Tomorrow night on the When Tunes Combined YouTube channel, Animated Hour of Power, episode number 28. We're starting stage 3, and we got a huge feature bout. It's going to be Mighty Ducks, the animated series, versus Dexter's Laboratory. Both shows are 2-0 with 60 points, so they both have already swept twice. So they have perfect records right now, perfect points. So somebody's getting that screwed up tomorrow night, and my judges are just the right guys to screw that up. And also tomorrow, Ninja Kamui takes on Assassination Classroom. Jackie Chan Adventures takes on Gravity Falls. And Schoolhouse Rock takes on the Bugs Bunny show.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah. And that's tomorrow night. We're starting at 7 because Ren and Stimpy have to get their they're getting fitted for tuxes tomorrow. And apparently they don't know how that works. So they're like, oh, we got to start the show at 7.
7 p.m. start time, late start time. Make sure to check out When Tunes Combine, the Animated Hour of Power.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see everybody next time for the wrestling show. Thank you for everybody that joined us live. We'll see you next time. Deuces.
Here to
Shorts, Eric.